Hi guys, I wanted to talk about a house that I saw over the weekend with Ty, and we went to see it yesterday. It was bought in Reseda where we live. It's like 2 miles from where we live. Reseda is in the valley of Los Angeles. It's a really affordable area. And this house was bought for $564,000 by some developers. It's a 10,000 square foot lot, and they flipped the front house, which is pretty usual. But then what they did was there was a 2-car detached garage. They built a 1,200 square foot ADU in the back, and 1,200 square feet is the max that you can build an ADU, a detached ADU in Los Angeles. They turned it into a 3-bed, 2-bath home with a kitchen, and it looks nice. It looks just as flipped as the front house. They flipped the front house, which was also a 3-bed, 2-bath, and they essentially doubled the living space on this property. So they gave it a separate address, they separated it by a little fence, and they essentially bought a single family residence and made it into a duplex. And both of these houses can rent for about $3,000 and up a month. But they're just going to sell it. So they bought it for $564,000. It's now listed for $1.2 million. And who knows if they will get that price. That is definitely the most expensive property right now in Reseda. Like I said, even though it's still LA, and just that small house went for over $500,000, it's going to be hard to get over $1 million in Reseda, but they are offering 2 houses. And you can essentially very easily rent out one and live in the other and help pay for your mortgage. So it's a really interesting house hack. Even if you were to buy this property, it comes with a pool and there's nice space in the yard. And as far as the developers go, they did a pretty traditional flip. They made everything kind of gray and white. They put in new pergo or laminate floor. It's not too expensive to flip a house like the way they did. But the back house probably cost between $150 to $500 per square foot, at least with the research I've done on new construction. That's just what it costs. So let's say the back house cost $250,000. The front house, whatever. I'm making numbers up. But they bought the house for $564,000. Let's say they spent another $400,000 fixing it up, building up the second unit. They would have spent $964,000, and they're selling it now for $1.2 million. So they held on to the house for they've held on to it for a while, like 9 months. But they're gonna sell it back, and maybe they could make a couple $100,000 on that. So if that was ever something you were able to do, I just thought that was a pretty smart thing that they did. And making $200,000 in 9 months, that's not so bad for the development company. So yeah, that's the house I saw. I thought it was really interesting, and that's what we plan to do. We're gonna build a 1,200 square foot guest house on our property so that we can use that rent to offset our mortgage. And yeah, if you ever need help or want to talk about any of this creative ways to pay your mortgage in Los Angeles or pay your rent in Los Angeles, I love talking about this stuff. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, bye.